Right. Hello. Come on in. Come on in and set a spell with me. It's a lazy day and I'm not having a lot of energy today. Oh, yeah, I'm a little bit sleepy. The overcast weather just seems to drain me. I don't know about you, but when it's not sunny out, my disposition is not as sunny as usual. But I'm here. I have a ton of boxes I still have to get out, and every time I think I'm getting ahead, I get more. But today, we are going to look at two shops. One is a well-established shop, but I have never brought it to you before. I'm going to bring it to you today. And the other is a brand new, only second time doing a show that I have also never brought to you before. Well, we're going to take a look at both of them. Are you ready? This is not going to be a super long video, but it's going to be long enough, I think. Hold on a second. I did not bring a You know what? I'm going crazy looking for a coaster. And there's a whole bunch of them sitting right here, right next to me. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. The first shop that I'm going to bring today, as I said, is not a new shop. It's new to me. It's going to be new to you. I believe it's new to you. I don't know if any of you have ever been there before or not. But this shop is called Vintage at the Ritz. Vintage at the Ritz is primarily a ring shop. It is costume jewelry rings. And then they also have 925 silver rings. The majority of their rings are preset sizes. In other words, they're not adjustable rings. They do have some adjustable rings, but that's not the majority of what they offer. I actually like that their rings come in your size, if you know your size. However, the adjustable ones are great because there are obviously some individuals out there with larger knuckles that can't get a ring across the knuckle. So if you have an adjustable ring, you can open it up to pass the knuckle and then you can tighten it down. Or if your if your fingers are an odd size, then like if you're 6 3/4, maybe 6 1/2 is too small, but 7 is too big. Adjustable rings are good for that. Now, you've all heard me talk about Miss Brenda, and you've seen the show that I presented for Miss Brenda with her Brenda's Blingy Treasures, and that's her paparazzi. Paparazzi does the rings that have the expandable elastic on the back, which are great for people with big, swollen, arthritic type knuckles. But not everybody has those kind of knuckles. So I wanted to find a place that would offer reasonable rings at a reasonable price, right? Decent looking rings at a reasonable price. Competitive, of course, with Temu or Paparazzi. Right now, Paparazzi has raised their prices to $8 per piece. It used to be $5, now it's $8. Temu for a decent ring, but if you get it, and by the time you get it, your size could change. Yeah, I know. They're slower than molasses, right, guys? So I went on the hunt and I found Vintage at the Ritz. Now, Vintage at the Ritz is not a new shop. They have been around for quite some time. So we are going to rate them on my 5-star standard rating. But let me show you what I got from them first. Each item, I got one adjustable ring and one to size by my finger. So the first one I'm going to show you, this I got in a size 10.5, in a 10.5, because I wanted to make sure I had room, as I shrink, I had room to put it on multiple fingers. Look at this. Look at that gorgeous ring. black stones on the side, black crystals on the side, that big white opal looking stone in the center. This is wider. This is about, I know it looks huge here, but it's about 3/4 of an inch. It's a decent size. It is not adjustable. This is stainless steel. This is, oops, hold on. I got to take off my puppy dog ring so I can show you. I got this in a 10.5, and you can see this is plenty big on my finger. Lots of room to spare on my finger. I did get it oversized so that I can wear it on different fingers. If I choose, I can put it on a pointer. I can put it on my ring finger and it has a little bit of space to it. But this is a big, gorgeous ring. So I did take some pictures of these rings so I could find them elsewhere on the internet. This particular ring sells for $10.99. $10.99. And I got it for $5. Each ring that I got here was $5 per ring. It's a set price. $10.99 for $5. Okay. The next ring I got, this one is a size 9.5. This one is also with black stones. A little bit more elongated. Look at that. It's got the hematite stones around it. The big onyx looking type faux stone in the center. Really, really beautiful ring. Again, a solid band. This is a 9.5. And you can see already this fits my finger better, but it still has a fair amount of space in there. So that is a nice, big, beautiful ring. And again, it's a ring that I can wear on the top. I can wear it as on a different finger. So I have, this is proof I'm shrinking, guys. Because I used to wear a 10 on this ring finger. Can you see how much room I have now on it? Beautiful ring. This particular ring sells for $8.99. And again, I got it for $5. I think I have a total of 6 rings that I got from it. This next ring is also a size 9.5. This one's a little bit different. Look at the design on the side. It's got like a little leaf pattern on both sides. It is a high set ring, and its stone is very, 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 it's very crystal, but it has just a hint of blue to it. So I like this because whatever you're wearing with it, and again, I got lots of room. This is a 9.5, and I got lots of room on this finger. This is a very blingy ring. It has a lot of sparkle to it, but yet it's very, very simple. Beautiful oval-shaped stone. Single piece, not adjustable. Very, very nicely done. This ring sells for $8.99. Got it for $5. They have a great variety, guys. I will say that. They have the silver tone, they have the gold tone, they have rose gold tone, they have the black or hematite color. You can ask them, which I did repeatedly, as did everybody else in the chat. You can ask them for the size you want, the metal color, and what color stone you're looking for. So when I was looking for black stones or white stones or crystal stones, that's what I said. Do you have any crystal tone or pale blue stone in silver in this size? You can be as specific as you need to be to get the ring in your size, your colors, your metal preferences. That is a plus that you have that choice. This next one is a size 10. This one is very different. This one has a brown, almost tiger eye looking stone in the center. Look at look at how it changes. It has the big crystals on the sides. It is set in a rose gold setting. This is how thick it looks. Again, this one is not adjustable. This one, as I said, is a size 10, so that I can wear it on any finger I want to wear it. But that's how it looks on the hand. Very beautiful. I love the earthy tones to it with the rose gold. I had asked them for something that looked like a tiger eye in a rose gold. They had several of them, but this is the one that I just was absolutely drawn to. So that's another really, really beautiful ring. And as you can see on my finger, it's not super wide. It's probably about maybe a quarter of an inch, a little bit more than a quarter of an inch, not quite a half an inch wide. Absolutely beautiful ring. This sells for $8.99. And again, $5. All right. Two more. This one is an adjustable ring, and this is a size 8. I had gotten this as a pinky ring. So here's your adjustable. It's adjustable this way. It does sit up high, but it's adjustable on the band. It's very, I don't know, Aztec looking, Southwestern looking, but I loved the colors on the stones and the designs around the edge. And all I had done for this is I asked them if they had a ring that was with an unusual, very colorful stone in silver tones. And this is what they came up with. I like it. And it does fit my pinky perfectly. I didn't even have to adjust it to make it fit. It's just already spaced. But I do like to have the adjustable ones every once in a while, especially for costume jewelry, and that's what this is. These pieces are all costume jewelry. Really, really nice little ring. I have this adjusted to fit my pinky. Now, this particular ring only sells for $6.99, but again, I paid $5 for it. Definitely worth it, right? Okay, the last one. Now, here's the thing. All 6 of these rings were folded up and in this little tiny box. This box was stuffed tight to the point I had to struggle to get this cute little ribbon off it. But this is how they all came. And whether you get 1 or 2 or 3, they're going to come in this cute little box with a little ribbon tied around them. I got 6 and they managed to get it all in this box. So I imagine if I had gotten more than what would hold in the box, that they might have sent me 2 boxes. I don't know. But there's one more ring in this little box. Let me get this opened up here. This is the ring I left in the box because I just wanted to show you the box before I kind of toss it away. Okay, goodbye box. All right, this particular one is a size 8. I had gotten this for a pinky ring or a top of your finger type ring, but let me show you that. Look at the size of this ring. All these faux green turquoise type rings. All these faux rings in the silver setting. This is a long ring. This is like 1.5 inches long. It is not adjustable. It's a solid band. but this is a finger ring where you could wear it on the top of one of your fingers. If you like to wear multiple rings, you can wear it on the top of a finger. I got it for a pinky finger. For pinky finger? Yeah, for a pinky finger. But absolutely beautiful ring, very different. This particular ring sells for $8.99, and again, $5. So I got 6 rings, $30, right? 6 times 5, 30. However, I did have a coupon and a discount, and I had credits that I had earned with whatnot. So I actually ended up only paying, I think it was $15 for all 6 rings. Now, granted, they came in that cute little box, and that cute little box was in this cute little bag. This is how it arrived. It says, "Thank you, packed with love from us to you." It came with a sticker that says, "Welcome to the family," or "Welcome to the fam," which is something that I always say when I have a new subscriber. I'll always say, "Welcome to the family." Mine has an N in between before they get to the M. So Vintage at the Rich. Let's talk about how we're going to rate them. This was included. Thank you for your support. Right? It asks you to please bookmark our shows, follow us, and visit again. Stay well. From the team at Vintage at the Ritz. So that's a cute little extra note that's in there. Not quite personalized, but still nice. All right. So because this is an established show, hold on, I got to put my puppy ring back on. I feel naked without it now. I've gotten so used to wearing it. So because this is an established show, we're going to use the 5-star rating, my 5-star rating for the shop. So let's see how they come out. All right. Shipping speed and packing. Well, packing, no problem. 1/2 star for that completely. Shipping speed. The show was on August 14th. I did not receive this until August 23rd. So we're talking 9 days. And it only came from Oregon. It didn't come even as far as from California or over whatever. It didn't have a big distance to come. So shipping speed, slow, but shipping, packing, and quality, yes. So they get a 1/2 star for that shipping part of the portion. For that, yeah, a 1/2 star for that. Communication, they were very, very attentive to the chat, extremely attentive to any requests that you made. There was 2 people there actively following the chat so that the presenter, you only saw the product, you didn't see the person. They had the ring pole, the sizing pole. They would slide the ring on, they would tell you the size, and then they would turn it around and show you the ring, and the item would run. And everything had $5 starts. It was all $5. The way that they worked their communication with each other, I thought went very, very smoothly. If the presenter didn't see your chat, the person in the background would say, "We have a request for this size, this color, this stone." The presenter would immediately move everything aside that he was working on and go to that request. And then he would go back to what he was working on. Or before he went back, he'd say, "Do we have any more requests for this size?" So their communication was impeccable. They did not miss a beat. So everybody in the chat got their request answered timely, accurately. A lot of patience on the part of the presenter was absolutely wonderful. So communication, full star. Price of shipping and price of item, they prorated their items so that you didn't pay full whatnot shipping of $9 and change on the first item. You paid, actually they broke it down into 3, which I thought was great. Because on my first item, it came up as like $3 and change in shipping. And on my second item, it came up as $3 and change in shipping. And then the balance of the $9.21 came up on the third item. So then the next 3 items, I had no shipping on whatsoever. It was all taken care of. That's great because that way you're not paying $9 shipping if you only buy 1 ring. That's a very fair and reasonable way to do it. So the price of the items at $5 each, I'm happy with that. I could not find this kind of quality, especially now with the increased prices at Temu. I can't find decent rings like this for just $5. And they did have, they did some $1 starts and $3 starts on a couple of things. $5 was my limit per item. So that's what I got. And I'm happy with that. So price of shipping and price of item, that's a full star. Variety and presentation. Variety, absolutely. Now remember, we're talking costume jewelry in this particular show. They had sizes all the way up, I think, to size 12 or 13. They had men's and women's rings. The majority of them obviously were women, but they did have men's rings. They have a variety of stones, every color under the sun that you could want for your metals. They have the bright silver, they have the brush looking silver, they have the bright gold, they have the deeper gold color. They had the black, like marcasite color, like the color of stones. They had the black, they had the rose gold. They had 2 different shades of rose gold. They had a really bright rose gold and then a very muted rose gold. Pretty much any color metal out there that you would want that they make, they had, right? They're all stainless steel, so they're hypoallergenic, which is great. Now, the variety, yeah, variety. As I said, the sizes, I think their smallest sizes that they had was maybe a 5 or a 4, but they have so many adjustable rings that of course you can make them smaller. So variety, perfect. They get the half star for the variety. For the presentation, I'm only going to give them, I'm not going to give them even a half star for presentation. And I'll tell you why. Presentation, yes, they'll show you the ring. They'll confirm for you on the size pole what size it is. They'll show you the ring itself, but that's it. They don't give you any ideas about, how big overall the ring is in size as far as the design, like on this big black one. All right. They don't say, this is 3/4 of an inch or half an inch or whatever the case may be. You don't get any size idea on the stones. You kind of have to guess at that. Also, they handle the costume jewelry very willy-nilly. They keep it in like these big Tupperware tubs and they just pour it out onto this hard surface. Like it looks like a marble surface almost. And all these metals are clanking and scraping against this stone surface. They're all piled up against each other. Every single band does have a few little hairline scratches on it, which granted, when it's on your finger, you may not see the band, but I still don't want to get jewelry that's all scratched up. So they don't handle their pieces with any kind of care. There was a couple of stones I was interested in, but I had noticed that when they picked it up and showed it, the stone had scratches on it or it had chips. And I would imagine that that's from being tossed down onto that hard marble surface. So they don't treat the pieces with a lot of TLC. You really have to look at what you're going for. So they're not going to get that half of the star. They're going to get for variety, but they're not going to get for presentation. The last thing is seller attitude. I like them. They're very laid back, casual. They're not on the screen. They do what they need to do to present their product. If you make a joke, there was a lot of people joking around in the chat. They joke back with you. They're very polite. They have no problem interacting with you in any way that you may need them to or may want them to. So I like their attitude. Their attitude is, we're going to sell you what you want to see. That's the kind of shop I want to go to. They'll take requests from everybody. And they're like, I don't care, ask I must have asked 10 questions and they answered all 10 questions. And I didn't have to sit there and wait forever. When I, excuse me, when I hit my budget for the show, I said, thank you, gotta go. Appreciate your time. And they're like, hey, thanks, Connie. See you if you hope you come back and visit us again. Nice, pleasant, personable. I'm going to give them a full star for seller attitude, right? So, how do they rank up? Well, they get only a half star for the shipping speed and packing. They get a full star for communication. They get a full star for the price of the shipping, price of the item. They get a full star for seller attitude, and they get a half a star for the variety, but not for presentation. So they added up to 4 stars. I think that's still pretty good for a shop that has been around for quite a while. They have a lot of followers. They have good success. There's always room for improvement. And I think if they can do something to better organize their shipping, granted, they're selling hundreds of items per show, but how they handle their product and the speed at which they ship, there's always room for improvement there. Will I go back to them again? Yeah, I want to go back and see their 925 show because they do offer the sterling silver, the 925 silver. I want to see how they handle those items. Come back with me. Go in there, find Vintage at the Ritz, bookmark their 925 show because it'll say on the little icon when they come up, it'll let you know if it's a 925 show or not. It'll say either costume jewelry or it'll say 925. Bookmark their 925 show. Join me in there. Let's take a look and see how they handle the 925 versus the costume jewelry. So that's Vintage at the Ritz. What do you think? Pretty decent, right? Yeah, I think I'm not disappointed with what I got. I wish I could have given them more than 4 stars, but I'm still happy. And will I go back? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll go back. And even to that shop. You ready for the next one? Ready for the next shop? You guys been waiting for this one. Ice cold iced tea today. Okay. The next shop we're going to go into, the second shop of today's video, this is only the second time this particular shop has done a live show. This shop is called Shop Madam President. Does that name ring a bell? It might for some of you who have been following my videos on a regular basis. You've heard me talk many times and show you videos many times on UltraAuthentic on Jessie. I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 boxes stacked right here next to me that are all from Jessie from UltraAuthentic, which I will get to. They'll get in a video down the road somewhere. But Shop Madam President is his mother. So this is a mother-son show. Now, I got this. She sent it in 2 boxes, but I managed to get it all into 1 box so that I could get box out of my living room. This is a variety of things in here that I think you're going to be a little bit amazed at what I got from her show. Her son is Jesse. That's UltraAuthentic. UltraAuthentic. Shop Madam President is Lenoa. Lenoa. Lenoa is her name. And she doesn't get on camera. Now, I want to tell you right off bat, that's not an issue for me. Y'all know SuperBuys, right? You've all either seen Bree do the presentations or Germany do the presentations. Well, it's not their show. They're just the front man or the front women, so to speak. They're just the host. They're just the presenter. They have a boss who's in the background who you never see. So with Shop Madam President, she's the boss. She was in the background, and Jesse, her son, was doing the presentation for her. okay with that, guys, because you know what? So many of the shows that I've directed you to you're not seeing the owner of the shop in the camera. You're seeing a presenter that works for the owner. I'm all right with that. And I hope you will be too, because if you've ever seen Ultra Authentic, then you know he knows his stuff. And who better to present things for his mom than her own son, right? So let's get into this overflowing box. I'm going to put it up here and I am going to hope. Oops, sorry, I hit the computer. I'm just going to hope that it does not fall down and go all over the place. So let's take a look at what I got. Here's the first thing. I got a Sonic toothbrush for travel. New in box. You and I are going to open this together. Uh-oh, hold on. Charlie! I love that I'm able to sit at my desk again because I have Charlie at hand. There we go. I just have to get used to using Charlie again. So this toothbrush, brand new in box, still sealed. I'll put this over here. There's all your instruction manual. You notice how I don't have to tell you anymore that the instructions are in English or what language they're in, because these things are all US sourced. So let's take a look at what we got here. Throw that down there. Look at this. This is a beautiful shade of hot pink, not just my hat. So you've got your main toothbrush. The top twists off so that you can replace it. Your power button. And of course, there's no battery in it right now, but if you twist it and pull it down, it holds one battery. It looks like it might be a AAA. Hold on a second. Let me go get a battery. Oh, hold on. I'm stuck. Okay, I'm back. I can't get my chair exactly where it was before. I hate when that happens. Okay. All right. So I wasn't sure, so I got my double A's and my triple A's. I think it's a triple A. We'll see. I grabbed a rechargeable. Yep, it's a triple A. Oh, and it's on. So it takes one AAA battery. And this thing is seriously quiet, guys. I want you to see the top. It's vibrating. Now you can't even hear it, but it is vibrating ever so slightly. I'll turn it back off again. Very easy to put the battery in and out. Light vibration. And I like the smaller size because you know what? This is travel. There's your top. Travel toothbrush. Protected, covered, and it comes with a second head. So you've got your changeable head, your toothbrush, and your cover. Seriously, this is perfect. When I saw this, I'm like, you know what? I have a folding toothbrush, but it doesn't have anything to put it in to protect the bristles and to keep it clean. So I always have to put it in a Ziploc bag. And I'm thinking, you know what? This, I don't have to worry about a Ziploc bag. This is perfect. It's just the right size. It's small. It's battery operated. And I always carry extra batteries with me when I travel, just in case. So I'm cool with that. I like that. What do you think? Now, this sells for $19.99, and I picked it up for $3. I think that's worth being excited about. $3 for a $20 travel toothbrush. You're going to see a variety in this. All right. Again, this all came from ShopMadamPresident. This is only her second show she has ever done. She was behind the scenes, setting the prices on everything. Jessie was in front of the camera, showing us all the products, talking it up. laughing it up, chuckling it up, whatever you want to call it. I know there's a term for it, but yeah. Jesse's got that experience. All right, next thing. Electric foot callus remover. Us older folks have issues with calluses. If you're like me and you have a thyroid issue, your calluses are probably 10 times worse than anybody else. And it's literally a daily effort to either file with an emery board or scrape or scour or soak. It's nonstop just to keep the calluses under control. Nice little instruction book. USB chargeable. Does not come with a charging block, but that's okay. You all saw that I probably have about 20 blocks right about now. I think almost every receptacle in my house is block ready for it. So good cord. And the cord's not all that long. From the looks of it, I'd say it's only maybe about a foot, which is plenty, right? You're going to put it on a counter to charge it. This is absolutely gorgeous. Rose gold color. Look at this. There's your display. I don't know if it's charged. Nope, it's not charged right now. There's your display. There's where you charge it on the bottom. This is heavy, guys. This feels, how can I relate this? Like a roll of quarters. You know the weight of a roll of quarters? So it's about as big around as a quarter, but it's a little bit taller than a roll of quarters. But that's the kind of weight. So you have good, solid weight in your hand. I'm pulling all the pieces out. Here's your disc. Your disc that goes onto here. You got to get it on just the right way or it won't go on. There we go. There's your disc. Sits on top. This is your protective cover. If you're not using the disc with something on it, you can put this on it and it'll keep that point from poking into anything. So if you're traveling, you can put the cover on it like that. Okay? And then it comes with all these discs. You have 120, that's the grit, and you have 80 grit. 120 and 80. The lower the number, the grittier. So this is like sandpaper. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 of each. So you've got 20. So if you've got a really stubborn callus, say for example, your callus is cracked, you're going to start with the 120 to work it down. And then as it gets down and you need to just smooth your skin, you're going to switch to the 180. These have sticky on the back. So all you do is take one, you peel it off, you stick it on the top disc, all right, and you have at it. And it will get those calluses down. I had one of these years ago when they first came out, and I loved it, and I wore it out to death. This has your speed right here, if you can see that. So if you want this to go faster or slower, and then there's your power button. This is your display up front. Let me put this back down in here. Hold on just a second. So this will let you know on your display, you'll see what speed you're going at, which is your bottom button. And then you'll also see the life of your battery. The life of, well, not your battery, but the life of the charge. How much charge do you have left in this item? So you know, oh, okay, you know, I've got 3 bars left, or I'm down to my last bar, I need to charge it. So you never have to guess. So it tells you right here, everything you need to know. Your battery level, all right, your, what do they call that? Your gear display. And then it lets you know if you're going in forward or reverse. So there's your directionals. That's your power switch. Your charger is on the bottom. It gives you very clear-cut instructions on how to put it together, which you really don't need a lot of instructions on putting it together. Brand new, in box. You saw me open it. You saw me unwrap it. This sells for $21.49. And I picked it up for $5. Quarter of the price. $5. You ready for more? Wait till you see what else comes out of here. Christmas! Yeah, there were some. This was a mixture. Now, keep in mind, when I left Arizona, I had a big garage sale the July before I moved. So just about 5-6 months before I left Arizona, I did a Christmas in July sale. I had a big yard sale. And of course, there you do it early in the morning. You start at like 7 a.m. You're done by 11 because if not, it's too hot any other time of the day. But I parted with a lot of Christmas things. I wanted this, my door, my front porch. Christmas bells on a bow. Now, granted, I'll fix this. This is needing a little bit of TLC, but the bow is very, very sparkly. As you can see, it has the sparkle on it. It's got a little bit of packing issues, which I'm not worried about the packing issues. I can fix that. But it's got these three big bows, three big bells, and each of the bells have this little bling cap around the top of them of little golden beads. So let me slide those down over the tops. Velvet on the cord. The bow itself is velvet, but it has this mesh over the top of it that makes it sparkly. You can see it better over here where it has the mesh on it. So I got myself my first Christmas decoration, which of course I'll give this a little TLC, and then I will hang it in my front screen door. So when the wind blows or the doors open, you have the sign of the bells. Either that, or I might hang it on my solar lamp post, the big barrel I have, the planter barrel I have out there. I think this might look good on that lamp post too, because that way it'll be lit up at night. I think that's probably my first preference because I don't go in and out the door much, and this would be banging up against the screen. But this sells for $12.99. I got it for $3. So that's going to get folded up and it's going to go as my Christmas items, with my Christmas items. Not bad, right? Well, hey, you wanted variety. I'm giving you variety. I got to tell you, Shop Madam gave variety. Here's another one full of variety. This is a, oh, hold on, let me pull this off of here. Oh, it's not going to come off. All right, I'll just have to cover it for now because I want to surprise you. This is a Kobe AM/FM cassette player. It is not just a little radio. It's kind of like, Charlie, where'd you go? I lost Charlie. It's kind of like a Walkman. Do you remember we used to have the Walkmans? That's kind of like what this is. This is like a Walkman. Let me see if I can get this open. Might be able to, might not. I hate opening these plastic things. Ha! Brute force! Always works. There we go. Not real big. It's a little bit bigger than a deck of cards. It is light plastic. It has a belt clip on the back. So you can either hook it on your pants, hook it on your belt, you can hook it on your pocketbook, whatever the case may be. There's your battery compartment back here. And it takes 2 AA batteries. It is a tuner up here on top. There's your choices, FM, AM, and what's it called? Tracks? Tape. There's your tuning button. There's your headphones button. Here's your releases. This is your stop, fast forward. There's your button to open it. This is a cassette player. Why would I get a cassette player in this day and age? Because Mama's music is on a cassette and I don't have a way to play it. I'm not worried about transferring it over to anything. I don't care about transferring it over. I just want to be able to play it so that I can hear her singing anytime I want to hear her singing. All right. So this also comes, if I can get him out. With that brute force again. Nobody can ever say I don't have strong arms or strong hands, right? All right, but I do need Charlie because I can't quite get it torn enough. There we go. Ah! Take your frustrations out on it, right? It comes with a mess. Comes with your little instruction manual. It comes with earpods, earphones, and it tells you left, right. So you can use the earpods if you prefer that, or you can use the regular foam covered headphones. So if you don't like something sticking in your ear, like these, and I have a problem keeping these in my ear if they're not shaped right, you can always use these. So I can travel with this, and I can use either of these to listen to Mom's music or to listen to the radio. If I'm not in my car, if I'm out walking, if I'm on the airplane, in the airport. Nice, light, small. This is a great deal. Hold on. Oh my goodness. So this is a Kobe brand. This is Kobe. This sells for $15.99. This 3-piece set. The 2 different headphones. This also has auto stop on it. So it's got a whole bunch of different features on it, but it sells for $15.99. I picked it up for $5. So a third of the price, roughly. Great steal. Are you seeing any variety yet? Of course you are. Where do you see this? Oh, I can't take that out yet because the box will tip over. All right, I'm going to pull some of these things out. Hold on. I got a lot at this show. I think I probably was their biggest buyer. Not sure, but I'm thinking I might have been. There's so much stuff in here. Okay. Now, they did several buyers giveaways. So even though I'm taking a break from what I paid for in here, I want to show you these giveaways. I actually won, I don't know, at least 3, if not 4 of their giveaways. But this show started on one night and ran past midnight, at least for me. It ran past midnight. So the show had 2 different stream dates because of crossing that midnight, but they just kept going. So what I won on the first one was this beautiful bracelet, and this is a string pull adjustable bracelet. It has a little golden crown, which I was not interested in, but I was very interested in these beads. Look at these beautiful beads. Aren't they absolutely gorgeous? I'm not worried about the crown. I'm not keeping the crown. So I won this in one givey, and this sells for $8.99, and I got it for free in the givey. And then I got the silver version of the exact same bracelet But these are the silver beads. So the silver and gold combination in 2 separate givvies. They're identical bracelets. You know what I'm going to do with these, right? Yeah. I am going to be taking them apart and using the beads to make earrings. I don't have any earrings that are primarily a mix of the gold and silver. I have gold ones, I have silver ones, but I love the mixed metals. And I chose these 2 because the beadings were identical. And I chose those as my prize so that I can take them apart, right? But that just shows you the quality of the givvies. Where do you see the other givvies? All right. This item, again, I got this to take it apart and make big, bold earrings out of this. This is a stretchy bracelet. But look at the bling. Now, you can see there's some stones missing, right? There's a stone missing there. There's a stone missing there. This one is intact. There's a stone missing on that one. So 3 of them have 1 stone missing, and then this one is okay. I am going to be taking this apart. There are 4 of these petals. I'm going to be taking this apart. I do have the replacement stones, so I'm not worried about it. When I saw there was stones missing, I'm like, you know what? That's okay. No one else was bidding on this, and I saw it for what it will be, which it will be earrings when I get done with it. I'm going to, not 2, it'll be like 1 each. Okay, so it'll be like 1 big earrings, or I might turn it into a hat pin. I think it would look great as a hat pin, nice big blingy pin. Either way, I got this to disassemble it, but this sells for $14.99, guys. You can get this on Amazon. Is it Amazon? Yes, you can get this on Amazon for $14.99, but I got it for $3. It has the callouts in it. It has the missing stones. But for my purposes, it's fine. And that's one of the things I always look at. I try to teach you guys to look outside the box. Something is what it is, but what else could it be? Or what else could it be used for? So my brain automatically goes there. When Jesse was presenting the jewelry, he was doing a reverse camera. You didn't see him. You only saw his hands with the jewelry. And I'm thinking earrings, necklace, hat pin, brooches. What else can I do with this? All right. This is a necklace made of carnelian. Now, you might not be aware of certain stones, but you all know with me, I'm aware of the crystals and the gemstones. So this is carnelian. In case you were wondering what this was, it almost looks like citrine, but it is carnelian. And it has a mixture of the stone chips and the orbs. And they are graduated. There's one bigger one down here, but then all the other ones match. And again, when I saw this, I said, this will make a beautiful pair or several pairs of earrings. So this is earring material. Can it be bracelet material or ankle material? Yes. I could make 2 anklets out of this. Ankle bracelets, but I usually don't when it has the bigger beads because they're just not comfortable on an ankle bone. But I can definitely be using this. Actually, I think those 2 bottom ones are, yeah, they are. They're the same. So I can 2, 2, 2, because I'm putting them next to each other now and I can see that they are the same. I thought it was a little bit different, but it's not. So 2 big center ones in the bottom of an earring, maybe on a hoop, graduating up or having the smaller ones mixed in. So carnelian, this sells for $9.99 and you can get this on Amazon. This is a single strand. They do have the double strand and triple strands of carnelian. which is a wonderful stone. And I'll put information up here on the screen for you. So if you are spiritual, you can see why it's good to have carnelian or wear carnelian or have it in the house. But it sells for $9.99 and I picked it up for $3. Again, when I think that I can break this down and make earrings for myself, or maybe have 2 or 3 pairs of earrings that I can sell, I'm not losing. I'm not losing a penny on this. All right. This next one, let me pull this tag off. I put tags on everything, guys. All right. This next one is by Sugar Fix. And this is a crystal necklace. And yes, you can get this exact same necklace. I believe they have it on eBay. I've seen this on eBay. It's a 3-part necklace. And you know, of course, I am going to be breaking this apart. Will these not make a gorgeous gold earring? Look at that. That will be beautiful. Absolutely love it. So I can make a set of earrings out of this. I can also have one that will make a beautiful hat pin. Nice, bold hat pin. Or a lapel pin, a brooch. So I can actually get a pair of earrings and something else out of this. This sells for almost $11, $10.46, but I picked it up for $1. $1. No stones missing, no flaws, absolutely beautiful. Gonna make some nice bling for the girl. You know how I love this stuff, right? Okay, we're still into variety. Now, my favorite deal of the day, I have to get all of this out, was a 3-pack. A couple of you were there in Shop Madam President's show, and you saw all the same things that I saw. But a lot of you know me, so you knew right off the bat what I was going to do with the jewelry. And you also immediately, when I got these, a couple of you said, "Oh, that'll look great on your porch," or "That'll look great on your railing," because you've seen the exterior of my house. So you know, and you also know that I don't have a lot of decorations. This is a 3-pack. This one is 100 count outdoor LED mini string lights. And these are the true mini lights. Not that big, very, very small. And then a pack of 50 LED lights and a second pack of 50 LED string lights. Now, these are upside down, $9.99 each. This $9.99, this, and this. Each of these. So you've got $30 worth of lights. They are all made by GE. And where I lived in upstate New York, I was literally 5 minutes from the GE plant. My grandfather, Georgia's side of the family, initially years ago had worked at GE. So we knew the quality. We were used to it. We had even been in the plant as kids. He would take us up there for family tours. These are also Energy Star. All of them are Energy Star. 2 the same. I don't know how long these cords are. I don't know if it tells me. The color is warm white, so they're not super, super bright. I'm sure somewhere on here it'll tell me how long the cords are, but I'm not going to go crazy trying to figure it out. Well, this little one is 22 feet. 22 feet on the little one. But that's 100 count. These are only 50 counts. So this might be, oh, here we go, 16.3 feet. So I've got roughly 32 feet of these. And I've got a lot more than 32 feet of this. I got 22 feet of just this one string. all of these $30 worth of lots. I got all three in a bundle for $1. How could you pass that up? $1. Front porch lights. And because of the length of the two of these, I can go completely around my front porch. I can make like a U shape completely around my front porch, or perhaps up into the eaves and down. I'll have to get on my ladder, and I have some hooks I can put in, but this will give me plenty for that. $1. Guys, seriously. So far, we're talking beauty, electronics, Christmas, jewelry. What else? Wait, let's see. All right, hold on. It's coming. It's coming. This 46, see where it says 46 right here? 46 pieces. 46 pieces. In this case, see if I can open this without it going all over the place. It's got a nice latch on it. Oh, it all stayed in place. Yay! This is a socket set. Hold on. A couple of them bouncing all over the place here. Get them back into place where they need to be. Hello, where do you need to be? There we go. Bits, screwdriver bits of all different types. Socket sets, extensions, ratchet, everything you could possibly need. This entire set. All these pieces. This sells for $14.99 on Amazon, and I picked this up for $4. Now, granted, I have a pretty decent set for this, but not ratcheting. And I didn't have a socket set. Couldn't find my socket set to save my soul. So when I saw this, I said, you know what? For $4, it's worth it just to have this part here. And this is a bonus. But it all comes in a beautiful case. And this is heavy. It weighs 16 ounces, weighs a pound. $14.99 for $4. And it comes in this nice little case. What do you think? Variety, right? Now, I also asked, some of you know that I'm looking for a 2-in-1 nailer / staple gun. But I don't want pneumatic because I don't have a compressor anymore. I sold my little mini compressor when I left Arizona. So I want one that's either corded or battery operated. Well, Shop Madam thinks that she may have one, but I know the one that Jessie had shown me was pneumatic, and I can't use that. So we're going to see what she has, but there's still more in this box, guys. I'm not done yet. Not yet. All right, let me get the box on the floor. Nothing fell over. All right. I'm going to set that aside because that's a win. That's a win. All right. I have one more thing. I paid $3 for these black necklaces, and I've already started taking one apart, so I can't show you everything. But this was a full necklace, and I already started separating it. These look just like marcasite beads. But I'll show you the bracelet. Hold on, where are you? Maybe I did take them both apart. Yeah, I did take them apart. So the bigger beads are down in here. There's the bigger beads that I've already started taking apart. And here's what was a choker style necklace. You can see it was very short, would not even fit around my neck. But these black, beautiful black marcasite looking beads, or hematite looking beads, probably more hematite. These are going to be made into earrings. And this is going to be mixed with the gold and silver. Those bracelets I showed you, it's going to be mixed with these to make jewelry. So that's why I started taking them apart. There's the bigger beads, just basic black beads. And then these that look like the hematite. Really, really nice. I got the two of them for $3. And intact, you can buy the two set at Amazon. And the two set at Amazon runs about $9.99. So I got them for like a third the price. But this is going to make a lot. And it's going to give me some extras. All right. What do we got left? Oh, we have my winnings left. 3 more wins. And I'm going to show you. Now, this was not a win. This was just a gift, a thank you from Shop Madam and Jessie. Look at the beads on this. Look at those beads. And it's got a little pendant down the bottom. But I love these really unique looking beads. It does have a toggle clasp, which I'll save the toggle clasp for something else. But yes, guys, this is going to get disassembled. And this is going to be made into other jewelry, into earrings. I don't know what I'll do with this. I might make this into some sort of a pin or a brooch or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I try to make as much use of everything as I can, but I love these particular beads. Look at those beads. Is that not wild? They almost look like peacock. Look at those. Very, very unique, those bigger beads. And even the smaller ones. I love these silver spacers because they're not round. They're rounded, but they're squared. You can see. And then the deeper amber color and the darker teal color and the lighter. Seriously? What do you think? You've seen all these different pieces of jewelry now, all these necklaces and things. This is the variety, and she's got a lot more stuff. But these are the things that I'm going to make. So what do you think? Earrings, brooches, hat pins, bracelets? Because I do have stretchy thread. I can make bracelets. You know, I could turn this into a beautiful pair of earrings with either a matching bracelet or a matching, use these little beads here and make an anklet, a very colorful little anklet. Boot bling, hat bling. Have you guys ever seen hat bling? Where the bling goes around the brim of the hat like this. Usually just one strand, but the bling goes like that. See? To make hat bling and dress up a hat. You can do a lot of stuff with this. All right. What did I win? Now, Shop Madam President and Jessie love to play trivia. And their trivia is fun. It really gets the chat interacting and laughing and loosening up and getting them to communicate and interact with the presenter. So they do a lot of trivia. Well, I won a couple times on trivia. But what they do is with the trivia, and if you've been there, you'll know this. They'll say, okay, you answer the trivia question. You have to spell correctly and give exactly the correct answer. So I gave the correct answer. And what I won initially was I won a golden eye mask. And these are great for under eye, dark circles. Y'all know I'm dealing with that, but it is getting better thanks to the Regenerist. So I won this. Well, then the next step of the trivia is, okay, Connie, do you feel lucky? And what that means is you get a chance to double up. And instead of getting one of these, either lose it or get a second one. Now, normally, depending on what it is, I'll say, no, I don't feel lucky. I'm just going to take this and run. But this particular day, I said yes. So on the second part of the trivia, it's not a second question. You get to flip a coin. There's a coin on the phone. And you choose the coin, and then penny, half dollar, quarter, dime, nickel, whatever you want, silver dollar, Susan B. Anthony dollar. You choose the coin, and then you choose heads or tails. So I made my choice, I spun, and I doubled up. I won. So I ended up with 2 of these golden eye masks. Now, these aren't expensive. You can get a 12-pack of these for maybe, I don't know, $10 on Amazon. The 2 of them together was worth about $1, but it was worth everything to me because it was fun to win them. It was just fun. And it's something that I can use. So I need all the beauty help I can get. Don't go there. So then we played trivia again. We usually they'll do like 2 to 3 rounds of trivia. And I won again on the initial trivia question. I had the right answer. And I said, yes, I feel lucky. And would I have I would then have a chance to double up my prize or lose everything. Well, on this particular one, I lost around when I said, yes, I feel lucky. And then they went to the coin. I lost. So when you lose, you get a zonk. And this is my zonk. And I got accused of losing on purpose just so I could get this little guy. He does come on a little keychain, all right? And this one's an elephant. You see its nose pop out when you squeeze it? I don't know. It's just funny. It's a silly thing. I had gotten a zonk from him before, which was an owl, and the whole face pops out. So now I have 2 zonks. And I have a friend who was Levi's pet sitter when I went to see Mama. She has a little niece who's like 2 years old. And when her niece came over, her niece just thought these were the greatest things. So now I have toys, zonks, for her to play with when she visits. So those will sit in the tray of the things that she's allowed to touch. So that is Shop Madam President's order that I got from that particular show. That was quite the variety of things. I think you would agree. And that was a lot of stuff for very little cost. So I'm very, very pleased with everything that I got. Now, this was only ever her second show. She'd only done one before. This was only her second live. She does have an eBay shop called Madam President. So you can go to her eBay shop. You'll find her larger, more expensive items. But this was only her second whatnot show as Shop Madam President. Now, because of that, we're only going to rate her using my newbie 3-star protocol. We're not going to go with a 5-star because she hasn't done this enough to go with the 5-star rating. So we're going to go with the 3-star rating system and let's see how she does, right? So the 3-star rating is basically 1 star for the prices of the item and the price of the shipping, 1 star for variety, and 1 star for communication. That's how it breaks down. So on the prices of the items, yeah, that's a no-brainer, right? Of course she gets a 1/2 star for that. Absolutely she gets a 1/2 star for that. On the shipping, because this is only her second show, I am not going to ding her for the delayed shipping. The order was, hold on. Oh my goodness. This order was, where's my tag? Where's my tag? I don't know where my tag went. But this took, oh, it's on the other box. Okay, this took 7 days from the date of the show to the date of receipt. It took 7 days. Now, typically, when her son, UltraAuthentic, ships, I get his things within 3 to 4 days. So I'm not sure why this took 7 days to get here. But it took a full 7 days for it to come. Now, the next category is variety. Yeah, hands down, full star for variety. I am going to give, by the way, in case I forgot to tell you, I am going to give a full star for the prices of the item and the price of the shipping. I'm not going to include the delay in the shipping. As I said, this is only her second show. I don't know what was going on behind in the background with the logistics of how she was recording things or keeping track, or were they out of boxes or packing materials, whatever. I'm not going to worry about that. So it's the price of the item and the price of shipping, a full star. Variety, 1 full star. Communication, I'm going to give her a half star. Now, the communication is based on what I personally saw and experienced in the show, and what those of you that are my viewers also noticed and saw in the show and gave me feedback on. Basically, there was 2 things that have, as you say, with any new show, there's always a little room for improvement. There were a lot of missed comments as far as asking to see things, asking for more information on things. Those comments not getting answered before the item was just automatically put up and run for auction. So, of course, there were quite a few things that were not bid on because running them happened too fast. The items came up. There was either not enough description on them, or comments or questions about them weren't answered. So because of that, some of you, my viewers, have felt that that was an area that was not up to par. And especially because Jessie was doing the presenting on behalf of Shop Madam, that I guess everyone has come to expect just a certain amount of thoroughness from Jessie, forgetting that this was not his show, that this was Shop Madam's show. And she's at the helm. She was running things. She was the one who was deciding, how it would be presented, what would be presented, what the cost would be. I mean, everything was at her decision. So based on what I saw and what many of you saw and emailed me about and left comments about, I'm going a half star for communication. So Shop Madam President, on her second show ever, based on my 3-star rating for newbies, gets 2.5 stars. I think that's wonderful for a brand new show. And I am so happy that so many of us participated and gave her a show. They had a goal as to how many items they wanted to sell, what they wanted to reach in the show, which they did reach that with all the shopping, the intense, just absolutely incredible variety of items. I was like glued to the show the entire time. And I had to really hold myself back and be very particular about the things that I bid on to make sure these are things that I could use. These are things that you wanted to see, that you wanted to know are out there. So guys, that's the 2 shows for today. A new presentation of an old show, right? And a new presentation of a new show. Little bit of everything. And guess what? I have other shows, new ones, coming down the road. I also, as I said, I have 4 boxes sitting here from UltraAuthentic that I have to get to. I have another box from NVUSDeals and another box from SuperBuys sitting. Can you see them right there? Sitting on the floor, needing to get done. I can only do just so many videos in a day, and then I'm just kind of like fried. So, guys, all right, let's recap. Vintage at the Ritz is getting 4 stars, and Shop Madam President is getting 4 stars based on a 5-star rating, and Shop Madam President is getting 2.5 stars based on a 3-star rating. I'll be back to both shows. Those ratings are not enough to impede me from going back, and I hope they're not enough to impede you. I love to watch channels grow. I love to watch them develop and find their niche. And, there's always room for improvement, just like me with my YouTube videos. If you look at me back in the beginning and you look at me now, you can see the big difference and the changes, and just the things are smoother and run better and my lighting is good. All the issues I was having back in the beginning, they work out, and they work out because of feedback and input. And that is important for all of us, whether we're a YouTuber, whether we're a whatnot seller, or whatever. Feedback is a good thing. Constructive criticism, that's what feedback is, right? It's not being mean, it's being informative and giving these ratings, they're my personal opinion. You might not agree with me, and you might get ticked off because of something that I decided was not getting a star or not getting a half star. You might not agree with me. You don't have to. It's okay. I encourage you to go to all these different shops that I've looked at, all these different shops that I've reviewed. Make your own decision as to how you feel about that. And just know that every presentation, every live stream we go to is not going to be identical to the one that shop might have done before. It's a new day, different items, things may be handled different, right? We don't know. So in the meantime, what we do know is you need to give a big thumbs up to this video. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. Well, that's okay. I gave you 2 30-minute videos, so you were due for a bigger one. Share this, get it out there, and if you're not already subscribed or you discover that you are mysteriously unsubscribed, by all means, hit that subscribe button. This channel, as well as my sister channel, Trisha's House, and several other big channels out there, we are all losing subscribers because of the YouTube algorithms. So if you haven't watched in a while, please make sure that you get back in there. Look on the screen, make sure it says you're subscribed. If you're not getting notifications, it means your subscription got dropped. You need to get back in. It's the only way that we're going to grow. And it's the only way that this channel is going to be able to continue to bring you all these great bargains, where you can shop, all this information and everything else that's coming down the pike. If the subscriber count keeps dropping, then this channel will go by the wayside. I can't keep this channel up without your views. Nobody can. None of these channels that you watch on YouTube can keep going without your views. But I love you anyway. You know I do. So guys, stay hydrated. Above all else, please stay sweet. And I will catch you in just a couple of days with more. Oh, and by the way, yeah, I'm still waiting on the Temu. What are you going to do, right? Bye.